All right, what is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Inside the LPGA podcast. Actually, the very last major preview we are going to be able to give you guys because it is the final major of the year. It is almost time for the AIG Women's Open, and I am in Wales. I'm actually in a caravan right now. We're staying in a caravan. It is quite the adventure. But it has already been such a good week. The course is tremendous. Everyone seems pumped to be here. So I think we should probably just jump right into it. I'm just so happy to be joined by my co-hosts, Adam Stanley and Emma Talley. Guys, last major of the year. How are we feeling? How excited are we to get this going?
I'm ready to see some carnage like the 2023 the men. I'm ready. I'm excited. After watching that, there's not much better than just watching carnage. So, I think it's going to be an exciting week, and I hope the weather gets a little tricky at times.
Emma, you get to be on the sidelines for this as the carnage unfolds versus having to
Yes.
jacket on, jacket off, umbrella up, umbrella down, towels, gloves, snack, this, that, and the next thing, all crazy. But that's so the crazy thing is about like these links golf course. I almost have to like pause. It's not link style, right? It's like links golf course. Like this place
Mhm.
in Wales, like it was established in 1891, right? Like these are such iconic places where golf has been played for so
Mhm.
long, and it's very cool that the LPGA Tour gets to descend upon such a place for this week.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, we're gonna see carnage, okay? The weather here changes every 5 seconds. I was out there today, I did a walk and talk with Lydia Ko, and 1 second it was sunny and perfect and beautiful. And the next second, of course, as soon as we were about to do the walk and talk, it just starts raining and the wind is hitting us, and I'm just like, yep, yep. This is the British Open. This is the women's British. So I'm really excited, and I think it's going to be really awesome to see it all unfold. But we have a lot to cover in this episode because there's just so much going on. So I think first and foremost, we have to talk about the fact that we still have not had a repeat winner this season. Like
Nuts.
it's insane. So this is unprecedented. Like this is the first time this has ever happened on the LPGA. And so there's been 20 different winners. And I can't believe that. Like all of our major champions, this is actually the first time since the Rolex rankings were established in 2006 that we have had four winners win that are outside of the top 20 in the Rolex rankings. So
Wow.
it's so unpredictable. And I just think that speaks to the depth of the like on the LPGA right now. Emma, you've played out here. You know how hard it is. So can you just kind of speak on that and just what that says about the depth out here and how crazy it is to have this many different winners?
It's insane. I mean, truly, it's crazy. We're going to talk about Nelly in a little bit, but Nelly's scoring average is actually better this year than it was last year, and she won 7 times by this point. So it just kind of shows you that the depth out here is just getting better and better with this new generation of kids. I call them kids, but they really are. They're like 17 and 20 years old.
Yeah.
But yeah, the new generation and just like yeah, women's golf is at a height right now with the competition and um it's exciting to be a part of. I mean, it's really cool, I think, to have a different winner every week, and it's really fun to see how unpredictable it is. Um,
Hmm.
Sometimes it gets boring seeing Scotty Scheffler win every week, even though it's amazing all at the same time. But I think it's pretty cool that we're getting a lot of different winners, a lot of different stories, and yeah, I'm really excited for this week, and who better than our girl Lodi? Who ever thought that I didn't know how to say her name and then she goes out and wins? So yeah, I
Uh,
appreciate that.
She's won a lot since we bestowed that little
yeah.
Yeah,
side of the mouth nickname on her. Yeah.
yeah, I can't wait to have her on the pod, and I'll make sure to call her that. That's her new nickname.
She's going to be very confused because I have a feeling she may not tune into our podcast. So she's going to be like, who? Who are you talking to? But she honestly she's incredible. Like she's amazing. I listened to her press conference today and she's just so poised. And I just can't believe she won in her LPGA Tour debut, not her debut, but I guess her like actual, she's a member now. So, Adam, you covered it for me on LPGA Now. Just like talk me through the stats and how she did it because when I was watching, she just looked so like chill. Like she didn't
Yeah.
even look like she was doing what she was doing. She was making history is what she was doing, but it just looked very calm.
Yeah, you were out gallivanting European summer. Can't blame you at all. I filled in for so anyone who was listening to LPGA now had to put up with me all last week. But
No.
I think there was one thing that really stood out for me as she was kind of like taking it across the finish line. A couple of stats, and then one kind of like takeaway that I want to quickly touch on as well. So I think the neat thing for me to kind of bear witness was that she wasn't like all gas, no brakes, right? She had the lead and she just kind of was like just there and steady and unflappable
Hmm.
and like this veteran kind of poise about her and just didn't really make any mistakes. I think she made like 3 bogeys for the week and only made 1 bogey in the first like 45 holes or something along those lines,
Yeah.
right? So when you're thinking about kind of where you've been and what you're trying to do and accomplish and just the variables that could exist on a golf course like that as well, like I just thought kind of the way that she handled herself was a lot more mature than, probably a 21-year-old would be able to manage, I would say.
Hmm.
So that was probably the most impressive thing, that just the unflappable nature of this person. Now, like you mentioned, she had played in major championships before, and she was only a week removed from winning a professional tournament as an amateur, and of course, it finished tied for third at the Evian. So, there was
Hmm.
kind of this like built-in beefy confidence and momentum and all these other things that she had going for her, but you still have to play 72 holes of golf and you still have to like
Hmm.
do the darn thing. So that I think
Right.
was the
Absolutely.
most impressive thing for me. The stats that were super neat. So she was the third golfer ever in the history of the LPGA Tour to win their first LPGA Tour start as an LPGA Tour member. So that was
Mm.
amazing. First since Jin Young in 2018, but before that was all the way in the 1950s. And then she was the ninth to win in her pro debut in her first LPGA Tour start since 1980, first since Rosang a couple of years ago.
Hmm.
So incredible stuff. As far as just kind of like putting a pin on the whole Lottie thing, I think confidence, right? Like she's got so much confidence right now.
Yeah.
And Nelly Cordes said this in her press conference today, which I kind of want to read.
Yes.
So Nelly
Yes, read
says,
it.
quote, I think golf is about confidence. Doesn't matter where you're ranked. You could be ranked in the top 5 in the
Hmm.
world, and maybe you had a bad couple tournaments and you're just not trusting your game. That doesn't matter. Golf is a game of confidence. If you're riding high, it doesn't matter what kind of circumstances, what kind of weather is going to get thrown at you, what the golf course is going to throw at you. Doesn't matter what side of the draw you're on. You just have to trust yourself and hit the shots that you need to. And we are 1,000,000% seeing that from Lottie Woad
Hmm.
right now.
Absolutely. I actually was in Nelly and like I said, Lottie's press conference today. And when you said I'm going to read Nelly's like part of her presser, I knew exactly what you were talking about because when she said that, the whole room was like, you're so right. Like that's so true. So basically, Lottie is incredible. I think she's someone you need to keep an eye on this week. I would not be surprised if she won.
She's the betting favorite. It's crazy.
Exactly. And she's literally just turned pro, just won in her, pro debut. No big deal. So, yeah, keep an eye on Lottie Woad for now and probably for a very long time.
Hmm.
But we need to talk about the golf course because, as we've already mentioned, it is a links course, it is the AIG Women's Open, and that is why it's such a fun event to watch because it's just different golf than the LPGA gets to play most of the year. So you got a little teaser last week at the Women's Scottish Open, but like this week is proper links golf. Like when the wind kicks up, every single player, every caddy is like, it's going to be tough. Like it is going to be carnage. And according to the caddies, and after like walking the course and everything, it's the first 4 holes and the last 4 holes that are really, really tough. Emma, you've played in many of these events, so we know the things that are important in links golf, or I think most people that like golf do. But in your opinion, what are the most important things, whether that's just being like super precise, like talking with your caddy, being able to pierce through the wind, whatever it may be, what do you think are the most important things?
I'm gonna go off of what Nelly said in her presser. I actually think it's confidence.
Hmm.
You have to hit so many different kinds of shots at a links golf course, whether that's 4 clubs more than what you're usually hitting from that yardage, or a bump and run because you don't want to fly, you don't want to hit a high chip shot because the wind's howling against you. There's just
Right.
a lot of variables that happen, and you have to be really okay being uncomfortable. And so I think that being able to be confident makes you comfortable, obviously.
Hmm.
So I think just being okay being uncomfortable, and you're going to see those players that have been playing well, I think, rise to the top this week because um, it is hard to hit a 5 iron from 120 yards, and that's what they're going to have to do. So, just confidence and comfortability. Obviously, like you said, communication with your caddy, low ball flight, great short game. There's so many things you can say, but at the end of the day, I think you can kind of go back to Nellie's presser, and confidence is going to be the true um, trophy winner, I think, this week.
Yeah, for sure. There's also so many pot bunkers, which those scare me. Just like looking at them, I'm like, oh, I don't want to try and get out of
Or
that.
fall into them as you're walking around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hmm.
that too. Yeah, so it's gonna
And
be
I
good
think
though.
staying away from those big, big numbers, like
Big numbers.
being okay making a double and not making a quad,
Hmm.
being
Right.
okay making a bogey rather than a triple, because everyone's going to have a few bogeys out there. But I think the big numbers, if you can stay away from the big numbers in a British Open, you're doing
Yeah.
something right.
Yeah, for sure. It's actually the course is just really cool too. Like everyone seems to really be loving it. Like the first tee, it just has an amazing view. Like you get the water in the back, and the 18th green is literally right there. Like you almost have to hit it over the 18th green to get into the fairway on the first hole. So
That's
I think
awesome.
it's going to be, yeah, it's a cool course and players seem to love it. And it's a very walkable course too for the fans.
3 senior opens in the last 10 years, I think, is
Hmm.
what's happened, and then obviously it's hosted the British Amateur a bunch as well. So yeah, a long established championship kind of layout. So it should be neat to see the ladies take it on for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And we also have to talk about the defending champion, Lydia Ko. I mean, last year for her was amazing. At this time last year, she was coming off of her gold medal at the Olympics. She got inducted into the LPGA Hall of Fame, and then she went on to win at St. Andrews at the Old Course. I mean, talk about writing your name in history. Like, Adam, when you reflect back on that, like, how incredible was that moment? It's one that will like live on forever, just because of that iconic course.
The venue part, it's exactly what I was going to say. Like Rory has kind of said it a lot this year because obviously you win the Masters and then you've got this Grand Slam to your name, and then it's like,
Hmm.
well, what's next? And he's like, winning a U.S. Open at Pebble Beach would be amazing. Winning an
Yeah.
Open Championship at St. Andrews would be amazing, because then it's like, not only are you winning a major championship and putting like the name down in history because of like what it is that you've accomplished, but when you tie the victory to a setting, it takes it
Yeah.
to a whole other level. And that's exactly what Lydia did. Hit one of the shots of the year. You could kind of go like on and on and on about like one of the moments of the year, one of the wins of the year, one of the like emotional kind of shots in the arm of the year, and it was all those things and more. And it was just like, at the end of the day, it was just very, very cool to see such a grand champion in the
Hmm.
sport do something so incredible on such a grand stage in the sport.
And another player who did some incredible things last year, who we've talked about in I think every podcast, like rightfully so. She's the world number
I
one,
think I think we've gone five
rightfully
for five.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Is Nelly Corda. And Emma mentioned the stat earlier, which I think is so crazy. Like she's actually performing better stats wise this year, but she hasn't won this year. But she also hasn't missed a cut. Like it's not that she's playing bad. She just hasn't won. And guess
No,
what?
she's playing
It's not
better.
the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is so
The
wild to think about, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that that just shows you like how golf is. I think it takes a little bit of luck at the end of the. I mean, look at what Grace did. I think it takes a little bit of luck to win sometimes. Just because she's playing the best golf she's ever played, she's not taking home trophies, which is insane. But she's going to get one this year at some point. I think we can definitely all agree on that.
Like there's no way she doesn't.
C,
Basically.
CPKC Women's Open. She's saving it for Canada.
You know what? I would be all in for that. I would be all in for that. That would be awesome. I think another like storyline too of this week is the, potential for the Grand Slam. And if people didn't know, on the LPGA, we actually have two different types of Grand Slams. We have the Super Career Grand Slam and the Grand Slam. So the Super is basically all of the majors, and then the Grand Slam is four out of the five. So this is just the four out of the five, but Minji Lee and Inji Chun both have the chance to do it, and they are both major players. So I also wouldn't be surprised. I mean, at this point, I'm just like expecting anything because we've had so many different winners. So you never know. But
It could
do you
all
think
happen.
that adds like any, like, do y'all think that adds any pressure, it's like to their plate?
I think it adds,
Emma?
no, I think that more so gives them confidence. They know they're major players, especially NG. Like that is her ride and dies major championships. And so I think no, not really, because I doubt they're even thinking about that. I think if they were going for the Super Grand Slam, absolutely. But I think right now it's like they just want to win another major. And how cool would it be to win the British? I mean, everyone in the world wants to win the British. So I think the pressure is in that, not in getting the Grand Slam. Now, like I said, if one of them ends up winning this week, I think that next level, that's when the pressure starts hitting.
And we as the media collective kind of bring that storyline to the forefront a little bit as well. Like I don't even think Minji or Inji Chut, like I don't think they're getting trotted out to do a pre-tournament like press conference, right? Like if they were, there would be like, well, obviously we know why, because the lead questions 1, 2, 3, and 4 would be about chasing the Grand Slam. Now, if they play well on Thursday, then of course like you can follow up and ask the question a little bit more, and you can kind of do it. But I think like we know what's happening, and as long as we are not bringing it and making it a big thing, then I think I agree wholeheartedly with Emma that they're probably not thinking about it either.
Yeah, well, that's good because I definitely wouldn't. It would be sick. So obviously, we've talked about quite a few players already in this podcast episode. Minji, Inji, Nelly, Lottie, all of the players that are trending, and I'm sure some of their names are going to be mentioned in this next segment that we are doing. We are doing another draft.
Are we gonna get one finally? A trophy
I
tilt.
really
We got to
hope
do it.
so.
Yeah,
I really hope
embarrassing.
so. Us, the experts, haven't
Yeah,
picked a winner.
ask the
But
experts.
we're trying our best, okay? We're trying our best. So yeah, we're gonna do a draft, and none of us know the other players that we've picked, and we cannot pick the same player. So I think we've all prepared several because I have a feeling we're gonna go for a lot of the same. So Adam, do you want to kick us off? That first pick.
Yeah, this is so very kind to give me the first pick, but I'm not even gonna pick like somebody that everybody thinks I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna go with
Okay.
Hugh Kim actually as my first
I
pick.
mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, second,
Yeah.
finished runner up last week. Second best scoring average at this major over the last 5 years. So a
hmm
pretty kind of beefy body of work on, major champion, this particular major at a variety of different venues. Best in strokes gained total per round at all of the LPGA majors over the last 3 years. It has been a little bit of feast and famine for her at the majors this year. Withdrew at the PGA, missed the cut at the U.S. Women's Open, but kind of in the mix otherwise. And I think the big thing for me this week, stats wise, I got it here in front of me. She's fifth in strokes gained around the green, and I think that that's going to be like a huge, huge key this week. So Hugh Kim is my number one pick.
Nice.
Okay. I like it. That was one of my picks, but cross
All
her
right,
off the list.
well, off the board.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Emma, you're up next.
I know you have this one on your list as well. I'm going with the world number one, Nelly Korda. I think this is her time to shine. What better place to do it than a British Open? She's been playing great, world number one in a lot of different stats, playing her best golf of her life. Nelly Korda.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Surprise, surprise.
Someone had to.
both. So, well, I was gonna. So, thank you. I don't know why I'm so kind. I literally make the pick
Yeah, you
order.
did.
Like, why did I
Every,
put myself last? Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. So, anyways, I'm still very, very confident in my first pick, and that is the one and only Lottie Woad. I think she's
Nice.
gonna do it. I think she's gonna get it done. We've already talked a lot about her. I don't need to say too much, but obviously the run that she's going on right now is absolutely insane. In her last 12 rounds, she is a combined 55 under par. Like,
Mic
that's
drop.
insane. Yeah, and so currently she's beating the field on average by nearly 5 full strokes.
Oh,
So if
oh,
she
she
keeps that
good.
up, if she keeps that up, I think we'll be good to go. And she's
And
from England. Like she's used to this type of weather and this type of golf, so I could see it happening.
I want to add something to that too. And she only had three
Hmm.
bogeys last week. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's something like Adam and I were talking about with British Opens, not making those big numbers. She's
Yeah,
clearly playing super well, but knows how to like not make the big numbers. I was going to pick her as well. So, I think
too
that's a great
bad.
pick. I mean, why would you not pick her if
Yeah.
she's on a heater? Okay, I
Hmm.
get to go next again, round two.
All
I'm
right,
gonna
kick us off.
go. I'm actually struggling to pick. I know who my third one's gonna be, but I'm kind of
Okay.
struggling with the next one, and I'm gonna go with not an outlier, but I'll tell you, I'm gonna pick Charlie Hull. I was gonna pick Minji, but I'm gonna
Mm.
pick Charlie. I think the last several years she's played amazing at British Opens. She's also just like a fan favorite over there. She's very versatile. She's got all the shots in her bag. She is not scared of pot bunkers. I don't know if you remember the shot last year out of the pot bunker, but like that girl is not scared of anything.
No.
So I think she just has a great game for different conditions. She doesn't overthink things. She just kind of goes for it. What was the saying at Pebble?
Shy kids don't get
Shy kids.
sweets.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's British Open, like US Open. That is perfect for major championships. And so I really think it'd be fun to see Charlie Hull win. I think she has a
Yeah.
great versatile game for links golf.
Yeah. I want to like quickly add on to that as well. Like she's been pretty open talking about how she's like ADHD and like how she likes hard golf courses because it keeps her like dialed in and focused. And
Mm.
I think you're so right, Emma. Like I think that's going to give her the ability to be like focus on each hole. You have to be so creative. So she's a good pick. Also was one of mine.
Oh
I
my
mean,
god.
I'm not gonna have anybody left, but I do so far, so we're doing okay. Um, my next pick is Minji Lee. Like that's kind of
Nice.
a gimme, but no one had picked her yet, so I was like, okay, perfect. Obviously a very recent major champion. She has been playing so well, and she usually does play well in AIG Women's Opens. So she is actually has the fourth best scoring average in this tournament for the last 3 seasons. And she's trending, she is winning again, and I just would not be surprised to see her hoist a trophy. So that's my second pick, Minji Lee.
Nice.
Adam?
All right. I'm going with a past champ. Arya Jutarnagarn
Ooh, I
is
like
my
that
next
one.
pick.
Mm, that's
Three,
good.
it's more so it's no less so like a statistical body of work situation and just like a major
Vibes.
performer situation. Three top nine finishes in four of the majors so far this year. So different golf courses, different kind of situations. Obviously, you know, she hit the ball extremely well. Top 20 in both strokes gained approach and strokes gained tee to green. So if she keeps kind of giving herself chances and not really putting herself in bad spots, I think that
Hmm.
is going to be beneficial for her for this year. And she always seems to play well at the AIG Women's Open. So Aria is my number two pick.
I like it.
Nice.
Okay, I am kicking off this round, and I'm actually between two. But I think I have to go with Gino. I think I have to go with Gino Titakun. I picked her to win at Evian. Obviously, she almost did, lost to Grace in a playoff in the absolutely craziest way. But
Yeah.
I know like Gino has to win again this year, and I think it would just be the cherry on top, like for her to do it at the AIG Women's Open. I think she would be so emotional, and I think it would just be such a good story. So Gino actually leads the LPGA Tour this season in scoring average and strokes gained total. And so basically her game is just good all around. And I mean, that's what you need to win the AIG Women's Open. So she's
Come
obviously
for
been
the
playing so well.
come for
Yeah.
the expert analysis. Chino
Yeah.
Titakun is good.
That
She's
sounds like
good in
me.
case y'all
That's
didn't
my
know.
analysis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she's good. She ain't playing good right now.
But she a good player.
She good.
She good.
She
She
good.
good. She
She
real
good.
good.
Yeah.
So yeah, Gino Titakun. But Adam, let's hear
Okay.
your final
Yeah,
pick.
there was a couple in there that I was gonna go with. I'm also kind of going back and forth between two, but I haven't picked her in a while, and I talked to her on Monday, so I think I got to do it. But I'm gonna say so the average Rolex ranking of the four other major champions this year, added it all up, divided by four, got the number. So it's 48. 48 in the world is the average of the previous major champions this year. My girl Brooke is 46. So close enough.
Wow.
Talk to Brooke. No, she knows exactly what she needs to do this week. So I'm going to go with her. One last gas. See if she can take one across the finish line. Obviously, not the only megastar to not have a win so far this year. But yeah, she knows what she needs to do, and it wouldn't be the final pick of the final major of the year if I didn't give her one last little, Canadian kudos. So we're gonna go with
Yep.
Brooke. That's my third.
Is
It's a
that
good
is
one.
that Rolex rankings? Just
Rolex
question.
ranking. Yeah,
Rolex
Rolex
ranking.
ranking. Yeah,
Dang it.
yeah.
Okay, well
And
I'm
it's because
going.
Grace was 99, so she kind of like brought it
Brought
way.
it down.
Yeah.
Or
Exactly.
up. Whatever.
Well, I'm going to go with someone kind of that no one would expect too for my last one, and it's Leona McGuire.
That
Um,
was good. Yeah. Okay.
That's a good one.
It's a good one. She's on a heater. She's on a heater.
she's on a heater. She had a good finish at KPMG, and then her and Cup Show kind of went off at Dow, had a bad Sunday, but she actually has been fighting an illness, and then she's been playing really, really well at the moment. And I just think she's a perfect player for links golf. She has a low ball flight. See, this is my analysis. I know they're golf games. She has a low ball flight, and she's very creative. She can hit both ways, so she can hit right to left and left to right pretty easily. She hits a fade in general, which short right on links courses is usually better than long left. I also truly believe that her short game it's up there. I mean, with the best of them, her short game's unbelievable. And she's just one of those players that kind of scrappy, I would call her. Like she can just get crap done. So I just find that those kind of players do really well at British Opens because, like we said before, they can stay away from the big numbers, which that's a huge part of a British Open. So I'm going to go with a very decorated player like Lottie. No.
Now you going.
Lottie. I keep saying it now. She's a very decorated player, and she's actually one of those that would have gotten her card if we would have had that rule back in the day. I don't know if you knew that, but
The
her
LEAP
amateur,
program.
yeah,
Yeah,
she would
the
have,
elite, yeah.
she would have been the other one. So, anyway, sorry to keep going on about Leona, but that's my last pick. Great around the greens and on a heater.
All right. So those are our quick nine, our draft. Everyone watching or listening, tell us in the comments who your three are. We want to know. We'll see if somebody can pick a winner, whether it's one of us or somebody in the comments, because we would love to see that come true. But it's going to be an amazing week. I cannot wait to watch the final major of the year unfold. Who knows what is going to happen out on the LPGA Tour? So guys, thank you for doing this. I hope everyone enjoyed the episode. And yeah, let's get after it this week. Final
Let's
major of
go.
the year. Let's do it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.